I don't know. So some
Watch
random
him
just
be a-
fucking found. Yeah, what?
I hope he like talks to his friends about like, dude, I've got this like channel I'm following right now. It's totally up and coming, totally underground.
It's 8 subscribers. Yeah.
Dude, it's totally green, but dude, this gameplay is developing.
Which side are they on?
Northeast.
Oh no!
Ah, he's at like 2 health. Oh boy.
Nick is fucking cracked.
Yeah, let's go!
So while trying to figure out my speed test.
Oh, nice.
Serious? What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh
Get me
my
back
God.
in. Get me back in. Get me back in.
Okay.
We got this. We got this. We got this. I'm Nick, also known as Dumpster Man. I am 26 years old, and in my real life, I work in architecture. But streaming and content creation is just a hobby that I kind of stumbled into as a way to share videos with my friends, but it's kind of blossomed into this creative endeavor and challenge that keeps me busy and motivated outside of my 9-to-5 job. I don't make any money off of it or do it as a job in any manner, though I wouldn't complain if I could. It's also not really my goal. So I've been console gaming since I was like 5 or 6 years old, and PC gaming since I was 12 to 13 years old. Some of my earliest introductions to online multiplayer games were through Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Halo, and Battlefield Bad Company. If you go back even farther than that, you can probably trace my desire to mess around with friends in multiplayer games all the way back to split-screen games like, I don't know, 007 Nightfire. And I think Call of Duty 2 was another one that I was big on. Really though, Halo 3 was one of the most formative games for me. And I played the online multiplayer some, but a huge bulk of my time in that game was spent in Forge and playing random custom games with friends. Halo 3 really helped me realize the creative potential that online multiplayer games could have. But I feel, and I think a lot of people feel, that since Halo 3, a lot of games have become kind of less free and less creative. Level editors are kind of a thing of the past, and most competitive multiplayer games don't embrace things like that in favor of just funneling players into the core ecosystem and not diluting the experience with goofy game modes and non-competitive maps and just player-created content in general. This hasn't really deterred me from trying my best to bend and break some of these games, though. Enter Rainbow Six Siege.
I fucking knew it. Okay, Nook's on site. That's Nook on site, she's lit.
Not even 20.
Oh
Nice.
my god.
Nice.
Hard left.
Oh yeah, Nick.
It's crazy to say this now, but I played Siege for the first time in November of 2017. And I actually went back and I found a message with my friends where I was saying, hey, this game is on sale for $8 or whatever it was. Do you want to check it out? You know, I probably won't play it much, but just want to give it a try. And we really didn't get seriously into the game until after a few months of playing it on and off. It didn't seem like my kind of thing, really. And it kind of wasn't. It wasn't. I honestly thought the multiplayer was stupid. I didn't really get it for a while. And for a few weeks even, I completely preferred the terrorist hunt mode. But there was like a weird part of me that felt compelled to keep trying with the multiplayer and figure it out. And eventually I did figure out at least how to be not stupid at the multiplayer. And my small group of friends that I played the game with stuck with it too, and eventually our small group turned into a pretty big one. In fact, our group got so big that we had to find different ways to play the game so that everyone could play together at once. And this was how we got into custom games.
Brought a Nomad. That's probably a very smart idea.
Oh, I spawn peeked! Our first custom games were probably about a year into us playing Siege, around, I want to say, September of 2018. I have a video on my channel actually called My First Recorded Game of Siege, and this is like a casual game. It's not a custom game, but it's dated September 3rd, 2018, so it would have been right around there. Now, I had no real specific plans regarding content creation at that point, but I figured that custom games, given my experience with Halo and things like that, in a brand new game with all my friends was a gold mine of content that I couldn't pass up the opportunity to at least try and make some interesting stuff out of. Now, my first real video on my channel was posted on September 8th. I didn't make it public until December 23rd of 2018, but all it was just a little recap video of a tournament style night of custom games that I had with my friends. Never really intended it for a wider audience than that. But if you go back and watch this video, you can start to see some of the unique play styles and the desire to push the limits of the game start to take shape. And just a lighthearted approach to having fun with friends in a competitive game environment that I then and still do hope to carry throughout my content. But little did I know then that this was gonna set me down a path of years of video creation and eventually towards streaming. And things kind of continued in the same manner for a while after that, but eventually I branched out into making more varied content surrounding Siege, and then eventually I branched out to other games outside of Siege entirely, but always with the goal of focusing on fun and creative gameplay and just having lighthearted fun with my friends. If you glance at my YouTube channel, you might say that I just play Siege and Valorant. Although I think now lately there's been a little bit better of a mix. I don't really think this tells the whole story. My stream has kind of diverged from my YouTube channel a little bit in that it's more focused on variety content. I do think this trend will become apparent on both platforms as time goes on. And really this is just driven by a desire for me to just not want to be another streamer or YouTuber that just shits out mediocre FPS content into a sea of other mediocre FPS content. I don't personally think that my content is mediocre, but it's really just a delicate balance that I'm trying to find between quantity and quality in creativity and familiarity and uniqueness and discoverability. And I may well never find it, to be honest, but as long as I'm happy with what I'm making at the end of the day, I'll be satisfied. I do get a lot of comments on my name. No one's ever really asked why I chose it, and I even kind of had to think back a little bit to where it came from. Before I settled on Dumpster Man, I did have a lot of really bad and stupid online nicknames. All the way back from Xbox Live to, you know, my first Steam account and YouTube aliases. I never really settled on one that I liked or one that I felt really fit me. In fact, there was a period of time where I think I was changing my Steam name basically every month to some stupid inside joke or meme. So at some point I just figured I may as well just stick with one of my random stupid names. Now, I don't really remember why I stuck with Dumpster Man, but I do remember how it came to be. I was in college and I was with Britta, my girlfriend, going to get Little Caesars pizza. Don't judge me, I was a broke college kid and I couldn't resist a $5 pizza. But next to the drive-thru at the Little Caesars, there was a sign on the dumpster that said something like, "Whoever is eating food out of our dumpster, you're a human being and your life has value. Come into our store and we'll give you a free slice of pizza," or something along those lines. I mean, it was a nice gesture, but I turned to Britta and I said, "I hope the Dumpster Man got his pizza," and we laughed about it. But for whatever reason, it just stuck in my brain and eventually morphed into my own alias. It gets, like I said, some interesting reactions in online games. I feel like it kind of sounds like a really scuffed superhero, so I like that. But at the end of the day, I'm okay and honestly even prefer if people just call me Nick. It's kind of hard to shorten Dumpster Man into something that sounds any better. Dumpster, dump, DM, dumpy, man. It all sounds kind of stupid. So yeah, Nick is totally fine. Ultimately, I'm plenty proud of the gameplay that I showcase on my channel and stream, but I'm under no real delusion that I am or really could ever be like a top 1% player in any of the games that I touch, or even really that my raw gameplay alone is very worthy of your time. I recently started doing something on my channel that I have called a filthy casuals perspective. which is a series that I've used as an umbrella for discussion-based content that I plan to continue to build on in the future. See, where discussion, especially for competitive games, is usually dominated by that top 1% of players, I think it's important to remember that the other 99%'s opinion is equally important. So I want to try to be a voice representing that 90% of players. And that's really something I want to carry throughout my content, is just a fresh perspective and approach. In a sea of sweat lords taking games way too seriously, whether they have any right to or not, I want to be a reminder that games are supposed to be fun, first and foremost. That playing games in a correct or meta way is not always the best way, or the most fun way, and that games should just be a way to bring people together. At the end of the day, though, I just want to try something new and have fun with it. I think that's all I've ever really wanted out of this, so whether you've come here for Siege, Valorant, or something else, I hope I can convince you to join for the ride because you like me and support what I'm doing and think it's cool. So no matter how you found your way here, welcome and thank you, and hopefully I'll be seeing you again soon.
Hit that like
This is
button.
alright.
Smash that bell. Hit that
Hit
bell
this-
button. Hit this
Destroy my
bell
pussy.
button.
Subscribe to Dumper Man.